Call to order City of Forest Park Special Council Meeting, December 28, 2020. For a special meeting, we just go right into the roll call with Sal.
Brown,
Here.
Clark, Herbie,
Here.
Holt,
Here.
Johnson,
Here.
Moore,
Here.
Sylvester.
Here.
Let the minutes show that we have 6 members present. Need a motion.
I would move to excuse Councilwoman Clark.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we excuse Councilwoman Clark. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion to excuse, let it be known by the sign of voting aye.
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 No opposing. The vote is 6-0 to excuse. First item on the agenda is new business. Item A, ordinance number 30-2020. Sally, are all these going to be read in full? Both days?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, but I did send a motion to suspend, which Ms. Herbie has.
All right, Councilwoman Herbie.
Yes, I would move to suspend the reading in full on 2 separate days and read in full prior to action by council tonight.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we suspend the rules that would normally require reading in full and read the ordinance 30-2020 by title only.
Mr.
No,
Mayor, it'll
yes.
be read in full, but
It has
I'll
to
just
be
read
read
it
in
one
full.
time.
Okay,
Instead of
sorry.
It'll be
Read
read
it-
in full
Read in
once
full,
instead
but
of
just one
twice.
time. One reading,
One
I'm
time.
sorry. The motion is to read reading in full once, and that was second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk call the roll on the motion to suspend?
Brown,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes?
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester.
Yes.
Motion to suspend passes 6-0. At this time, would the clerk please read ordinance number 30-2020?
Okay, I'm sorry, one moment. Ordinance number 30-2020. Amending annual 2020 appropriation ordinance 28-2020. Whereas ordinance number 31-2019 established the 2020 annual appropriations for the city and was adopted by council on December 16th, 2019. And whereas the anticipated revenue and expenditures are coming in as anticipated for the general fund and the other funds of the city. And whereas appropriations must be within available resources per the Ohio Revised Code. And whereas an amended certificate of resources is being requested from the Hamilton County Budget Commission. Now therefore be it ordained by the council of the city of Forest Park, Ohio. Section 1, that the 2020 annual appropriation ordinances 31-2019, 02-2020, 15-2020, 16-2020, 17-2020, 21-2020, 24-2020, and 28-2020 is hereby amended, making the following additional appropriations and budget modifications for the following funds. Fund Department appropriations, general fund transfers, advances. Previous total $30,000, current amendment $325,000, amended total $355,000. Total general fund amendments $355,000. Fund Department appropriations, FEMA fund, grant expenditures, personal services, other. Previous total 0. Amended total $10,000 for personal services. Total fund $10,000 for personal services. Other, previous total 0. Amended total $35,000. Total fund $35,000. Total FEMA fund amendments $45,000. Section 2. And the Director of Finance Treasurer is hereby authorized to draw warrants on the city treasurer for payments from any of the foregoing appropriations upon receiving proper certification and vouchers. therefore approved by the board or officer authorized by law to approve the same, or an ordinance or resolution of council to make expenditures, provided that no warrants shall be drawn or paid for salaries or wages except the persons employed by authority of and in accordance with law or ordinance. Provided further that the appropriation for contingencies can only be expended upon approval of a 2/3 vote of council for items of expense constituting a legal obligation against the city, and for the purposes other than those covered by other specific appropriations herein made. Section 3. Be it further ordained that the finance director is hereby authorized to amend the advance amounts included in the appropriation to the appropriate funds. Advance form, general fund to Cobblewood TIF 215, amount $30,000. General fund to FEMA Fund 2020, $45,000. General fund, local coronavirus relief fund 223, $280,000. Total general fund advances, $355,000. Section 4, this appropriation ordinance shall be enforced and take effect on its passage pursuant to the provisions of section 12.05 of the chapter of the municipality of Forest Park, Ohio.
Is there a motion? Councilman Herbie?
Yes, I would move adoption of ordinance number 30-2020.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt ordinance number 30-2020. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, this ordinance and the following resolution are linked because of changes to the CARES Act. The resolution that's going to follow will need to be amended in order to take care of the tweaks that are made by the federal, state, and county government. And that has to be reflected also in our appropriations ordinance. This particular appropriations ordinance is to account for grant funding that's going to be awarded late in this year and consists of allowing for advances from the general fund to the FEMA and local coronavirus relief funds, so that the funding that's going to arrive will be coming after the reimbursement. We have to cover that out of our general fund, and that's why the transfers are being made to those funds, and the general fund will be reimbursed later. So I would urge adoption of this ordinance.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on the ordinance?
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Moore,
yes,
Sylvester,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
The ordinance 30-2020 passes 6-0. Next item is item B, is a resolution. And I take it that that resolution has to be read in full.
Yes.
Would the clerk please read resolution number, grab my glasses, 50-2020.
Resolution number 50-2020, amending resolution 41-2020 that complied with AMHB 481, HB 614, and adding compliance with HB 133, affirming that funds received by the City of Forest Park from the Hamilton County Coronavirus Relief Distribution Fund may be expended only to cover costs of the City of Forest Park, consistent with Section 5001 of the CARES Act as described in 42 U.S.C. 601D, and any applicable regulation, and requesting its share of funds from the Hamilton County Coronavirus Relief Distribution Fund. Whereas the city is responding to the economic fallout caused by the worldwide COVID-19 public health emergency pandemic and the Federal Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, CARES Act, was passed, establishing a $150 billion in coronavirus relief funding to provide payments to state, local, and tribal governments navigating the negative and devastating impacts of the pandemic, And whereas the CARES Act 116, Public Law 136 was signed into law by the President of the United States on March 27th, 2020. And whereas on December 21st, the House Appropriations Committee released an omnibus spending bill that was signed by the President of the United States on December 27th, 2020. And the omnibus spending bill revises Section 2 of the resolution number 41-2020. And whereas the Ohio General Assembly established a process for distributing funds provided by the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act in amended House Bill 481 and House Bill 614 of the 133rd General Assembly, AM HB 481 and HB 614. And whereas Hamilton County Commissioners passed a resolution on June 2nd, 2020, authorizing the county administrator to appropriate and implement programming consistent with the county's CARES Act plan. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of Forest Park, Ohio. Section 1. Section 1 of Resolution 41-2020 shall remain unchanged. Section 2. Deletions crossed out, additions underscored. Section 2 of the resolution number 41-2020 shall be amended and read as follows. In compliance with AMHB 481, delete the word and, HB 614, and the omnibus spending bill, be it resolved by the Council of the City of Forest Park that the City Finance Director is hereby authorized to take all necessary action to, number 1, on or before November 20th, 2020, pay any unencumbered balance of money in the City of Forest Park's local coronavirus relief fund to the Hamilton County Treasurer. Number 2, on or before, delete December 28th, 2020, and insert December 31st, 2021. Pay the balance of any money in the City of Forest Park's local coronavirus relief fund to the state treasury in the manner prescribed by the Director of the Ohio Office of Budget and Management. And number 3, provide any information related to any payments received under AMHB 481 and HB 614 to the Director of the Ohio Office of Budget and Management as requested. Section 3. Section 3 of the resolution 41-2020 shall remain unchanged. Section 4, this resolution shall be in full force and take effect upon its passage.
Is there a motion?
Yeah,
Can I-
prior to,
Excuse me, I have a
Yeah.
question before you make a
Okay.
motion. On
Okay.
the paragraph 1, 2, 3, where it says sign, shouldn't be by the president, by be inserted in there. It just said that was signed the president.
1, 2,
Okay.
3.
Whereas on December
Signed.
21st,
Signed
Yeah.
by the president, yes.
Okay.
oh, by the
We'll
president.
call that a typo and the word by will be added.
Yeah. And one other thing, Sally, I think in that first, in the second paragraph under section 2, when you crossed out and, should the words and the omnibus spending bill be noted as being added?
I'm sorry, which section? Number 2?
In section 2, the third paragraph, or the second
Section
paragraph,
2,
in
1,
compliance
2.
with, where you delete the word and, should the words and the omnibus spending bill be noted as having been added?
Yes. Yes, we
Okay.
do.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, based on
We-
those two
We will
corrections,
consider that a typo as well.
right,
I was typing
Uh,
fast. I'm sorry.
right,
Go
okay,
ahead.
that's all right. Then I would move adoption of resolution number 50-2020.
second,
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt resolution number 50-2020. Is there any discussion?
I think it's self-explanatory, no further discussion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on resolution 50-2020?
Holt,
yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Herbie.
yes,
Resolution 50, 2020 passes 6-0. That will take care of the two pieces of legislation. Mr. Jones, do you have any comments or questions for us?
Other than I want to thank everyone for taking the time to make this special meeting. And Harlita and her staff for putting in all the time and effort to get these changed right up till literally yesterday when the president signed it. You folks have accommodated us to finish off the year. I want to wish everyone that's watching, I know it's a public meeting, that have a safe and happy new year. And I will answer one little question. Our fire department has already received their COVID vaccine, and our police department is on the list to receive it as it becomes available. And so our first responders are already taking advantage of the vaccines, and we hope that the entire workforce will be able to have it as it's rolled out to the public.
Okay, Mr. Wyckoff, any words of wisdom for us?
Everybody have a healthy and prosperous new year.
Thank you.
Same to you.
Thank you.
Ms. Harlita?
Yes. I had to mute because the dogs were barking. Sorry.
Ms. Harlita, anything from you?
No, I just wanted to thank everybody for taking time out of your busy schedules. I know this is your recess, and I try to respect that and not disturb you, but the federal government had other plans for all of us.
And I would add to that, as was stated in the reading of the resolution, as you all saw in the news, this didn't get signed until yesterday. So it was like, okay, let's wait and see, and let's wait and see if changes and what changes need to be made. And I too would like to thank Don, the city manager, and his people, as well as Arlita, you and your staff, and John and Sally for your tidbits of wisdom. And I know that when I was over there at 4 whatever today, Sally was still going at it, trying to get it all done.
Thank you.
And thank you to all of you and to council as well. I know this is part of, as you said, this is part of your recess. And I thank you for having taken the time. And Rob for his input in the technology part, even though he's home ill. And for me, happy holiday, rest of the holiday season, and a safe new year to everybody. Any other comments from anybody else on the council?
and yes, I think thank you also should go out to Waycross for being on standby, because up until yesterday, we didn't know whether we would need to have this tonight as well. So thanks to them also.
Okay, anything else from anybody else? Hearing none, again, thank you all, and we will next be getting together probably more than likely on the 11th for a work session, unless you hear otherwise. Enjoy the rest of your time off.
Thank you.
No other
Thank
you. Be
business.
safe.
The meeting is
Happy New Year,
hereby
everybody.
adjourned.